we're good to go.
Call this meeting of the Gulf Stream Commission to order. Please rise and pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ms. Taylor, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Lyons.
Here.
Vice Mayor Stanley.
Here.
Commissioner White.
Here.
Commissioner Earthline. Here. Mayor Morgan.
Here.
Let the record show that Attorney Randolph is present, as is Town Manager Thrasher, and Acting Police Chief Allen as well.
Before we begin, I would like to welcome Paul Lyons as our newest commissioner. I think he's going to be a great addition to the commission. He was formerly the chairman of the ARPB. Did a great job there, and we look forward to working with him. Thank you. All right, we've had an opportunity to review the minutes of the regular meeting last month, August 12th. Are there any corrections, additions, or comments? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Taylor?
Commissioner Lyons.
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley.
Yes.
Commissioner White.
Yes.
Commissioner Earthline.
Yes.
Mayor Morgan.
Yes. Ms. Taylor, any changes, additions, rearrangement of our agenda items?
We had made an amendment to them. We added under commission action, items for commission action. I'll just read that right now.
Well, let's hold on that. We'll take care of that at that stage.
Those will be additions. It will be 9, D, and E.
Okay, very good. Next meeting of the commission is October 14th at 9 o'clock. We have a budget meeting this afternoon, immediately following the commission meeting. As we said, 5:01. Unfortunately, it cannot be earlier, even if we finish this meeting earlier. And tentatively have a final budget meeting on September 20th at 5:01 p.m. Comments from the public? Anyone wish to speak?
Mr. Mayor and Commissioners, may I ask please, will there be a time limit on comments during the public hearing so I know how best to use this 3 minutes? Or will there be unlimited amount of time to ask questions about the budget?
No, this is your 3 minutes of public comment on this hearing. The budget is a separate hearing. We don't really have public comment on that set like this. If you have something to say, as we do every year with the budget, we certainly will entertain your comments, and as long as those are relevant and timely, obviously we'll listen to them.
Oh, I'm sorry, so there will be comment on the budget during the budget hearing?
Yes, there will.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I've got a question, well, a comment I guess to make. I've done a public record request for Mr. Jerry Richmond's billing records. I see by the list of contractors with the town, he's no longer listed as a contractor, so I'm guessing he either quit or got fired or some reason you parted company. So my question is, his billing to the town each month is for a flat fee, $12,000, $50,000, whatever it happened to be. There's never any itemization of hours, and yet his contract with the town has an hourly rate. He's going to bill you by the hour. And I'm wondering, and this is still a comment, not a question. I know you don't ask questions here at this part, but how do you exercise your fiduciary responsibility by just paying him $40,000 or $50,000 without actually knowing what hours he spent, what he did for those hours, who he talked to, corroborating it with hours from Mr. Sweetapple or Mr. Randolph? It just seems, magical to just accept a flat fee each month and just assume that that's the actual hours that he spent, which is what he said he was going to bill you for. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anyone else here to speak? If not, thank you very much. Let's move on to the reports. The undergrounding report, Mr. Brannon is not here, but I will be happy to update you on it. Last week, the surveying for identifying utilities, water, electric, sewer, etc., I believe is almost complete. They're in the process of completing it. Next week, Monday, they are scheduled to begin the actual boring and running of the conduit for the undergrounding. They'll be beginning at Gulfview Road and moving northward. In addition to that, we are in the process of getting, and may in fact have already received it from Waste Management, a lockable dumpster for the copper wire that we shall be.
It's here.
It's in. It looked like it was when I pulled in today. So that's great news. So things are moving well, and I anticipate Wilco will complete that project very promptly. That's it for the undergrounding report. Town manager report.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. ARPB meeting is September 22nd at 8:30 a.m. Anybody wishes to attend? We'll have to pick a new chairman, I guess. That'd be Paul. Financial director's report for August.
I provided you a document for review. I'm trying to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions? Yes?
I thought I did have a question. Okay. On page one, on the liabilities, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth item down, from the general fund, 62,500 deposit damage bond plans. What was that?
Well, that's been a reoccurring item on our financial. It represents the amount of money that contractors have deposited, damage bond, have deposited with the town in the event that there are any damages to the roadways, private properties, and so on. At the completion of the construction or CO, they typically request that money back. So that's.
Any other questions in the finance report? Not, we'll accept that as submitted. Acting Police Chief, Mr. Allen.
Report as submitted, no additions to report.
Thank you. Accept that as submitted as well. All right, let's move to our items for action. Resolution number 16-3 regarding our bank item. Ms. Taylor.
A resolution of the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, naming authorized signatories for the Town of Gulfstream bank accounts and providing an effective date. Those designated for these bank accounts are Scott W. Morgan, Mayor, Thomas N. Stanley, Vice Mayor, Joan K. Orthwine, Commissioner, Donna S. White, Commissioner, Paul A. Lyons, Jr., Commissioner, William H. Thrasher, Town Manager, and Rita L. Taylor, Town Clerk, are all named as authorized signatories on all bank accounts in the name of the Town of Gulfstream. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon passage. Passed and adopted this 9th day of September, 2016.
Resolution 16-3 has been read. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve resolution 16-03.
Second.
Ms. Taylor?
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mr. Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwine?
Yes.
Mayor Horrigan?
Yes. Next is a letter agreement from Matthews Consulting, an engineering firm that works with the town. They apparently have merged with Baxter Woodman, and I believe that the contract that they are supplying by letter is the same contract as before. They're really just changing the name now from Matthews Consulting to Baxter and Woodman. Ms. Taylor, have I missed anything on that?
No, I believe it's proper.
Any comments or questions? By the commission? By the public?
Thank you, Mayor, Mr. Mayor. I assume that, like all contracts and agreements, this has been reviewed or vetted by Mr. Randolph for legal sufficiency. And I question whether, and I say this as background, that he's already put me on notice of changes to Chapter 119 of the state statutes. And I'd like to point out that 119 has also been changed to require that all agreements comply with 119.0701, which specifies certain language be added to each agreement. And I've taken the liberty of giving Ms. Taylor 5 copies if you're interested, but I would suggest that when you motion to approve this, that the motion include that the language be modified to comply with statute 119.0701. Thank you.
Is there some language that we should be considering to make this valid under,
He is correct, it's standard language and it should be changed.
I think then, thank you, Mr. O'Hare.
Well, if I might just add, the reason I bring this up is because I'm giving you an opportunity to avoid another violation of 119. If you choose to read the statute, you'll see. Otherwise, well, I'm just putting it there to you so you know ahead of time what you're doing before you act. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate the comments, Mr.
Well, first of all, the original may not have that language because that contract was entered into prior to this statute going into effect. And I don't believe we're entering into a new contract. I believe we're just changing the name of the entity because they've merged and they've asked us to change the name of the entity. So I don't know that there's any requirement to include that language, but certainly we can advise the contractor of the Florida statute, which indicates their responsibilities as a contractor for the town.
Well, this is not really a contract for work being done. It is something that we've worked under for years.
That's right.
And it essentially just sets forth the hourly rates for charges, does not do away with competitive bidding at our discretion at any time. We could consider this and have it revised for whatever language this chapter 119 requires.
Well, I don't think this is you don't have a contract before you, do you? You just
Well,
have a letter.
It's called an agreement, really.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're referred to as agreement, when you just execute it.
Because you do, it's going to be signed.
Why don't we just approve the terms, and then the staff can talk to the contractor and make sure it's amended, they can type it in, and then we authorize the mayor to sign it as amended with the proper language. We can do that after the meeting, we give you approval. That sound good?
Sounds like a reasonable approach. Is that a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the agreement as submitted, subject to an administrative change to be in compliance with statute 119, and then the mayor can execute it after the meeting.
I'll second that.
Ms. Taylor?
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwyne?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes. Thank you, Tom. We're going to be adding today consideration of scheduling closed-door sessions at the conclusion of the budget meeting. I'll turn that matter over to Attorney Randolph.
Thank you. Commissioners, I'm in need of your advice in regard to several cases listed on Exhibit A of the agenda that's in front of you. The cases are Christopher O'Hare versus Town of Gulfstream. Each of the four cases has the same style, but the case numbers, which I will read, are 50201 4CA 000835AB, case number 502014CA 001776AJ, case number 5020114CAO1833AJ, and case number 5020114CA 00231AN. I would request that the commission give consideration in order to give me the advice I seek as to scheduling a closed-door attorney-client session regarding those cases, which are pending in the Circuit Court of the 15th Judicial Circuit in Fort Palm Beach County. I would ask that discussion of these matters begin immediately following the regular meeting and public hearing of the Town Commission scheduled for 5:01 p.m. on this date in the Town Commission chambers at 100 C Road, Gulfstream, Florida. The following persons will be in attendance: Mayor Scott W. Morgan, Vice Mayor Thomas M. Stanley, Town Commissioners Paul Lyons Jr., Joan K. Orthline, and Donna S. White, Town Manager William Thrasher, Town Attorney John Randolph, Attorney Joanne O'Connor, although I don't believe she's going to be here, Attorney Robert Sweetapple, and a court reporter from Pleasanton and Marsa Court Reporting. I would request, if you are in agreement, to have a motion to approve scheduling that closed-door session as read.
My only comment, I believe the fourth case that you cited might be a typo. I think it might be 2311 AM,
Okay.
not 231. I'm not positive, that's my recollection. Subject to that possible modification, is there a motion to approve the consideration of a scheduling closed-door session?
I'll move to approve the closed door session.
Second?
Ms. Taylor?
Commissioner Lyons,
Yes?
Commissioner Stanley,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwyne,
Yes.
Mayor Morgan.
Yes.
Just a technical thing that says September 6th up here. Is that a technical thing we need to address? Since everything's very
Typo,
technical.
it should
There's
be.
a typo. It
I've
should be.
changed mine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just,
It's for September 9th.
right.
All my stuff.
Today.
Yeah. I just-
No, thank you for pointing that out.
I just want to make sure it's today, not,
Yes.
thank you.
We're not gonna have it 3 days
We
ago.
can't go
Well,
back.
just a technical.
All right, we have consideration of another closed-door session as well.
Yes.
Randolph?
Yes, Commission, I need your advice in regard to the case of Martin E. O'Boyle versus Town of Gulfstream, case number 50201 4C A004474AG, which is pending in the Circuit Court of the 15th Judicial Circuit in Fort Palm Beach County. I would request that you move to have an attorney-client closed-door session immediately following the regular meeting and the public hearing of the Town Commission scheduled for 5:01 on today's date at this address, 100C Road, Gulfstream. As well as in the other, the attendees will be Mayor Scott Morgan, Vice Mayor Tom Stanley, Town Commissioners Paul Lyons, Joe Northline, and Donna White, Town Manager William Thrasher, Town Attorney John Randolph, Attorney Robert Sweetapple, and a court reporter from Pleasanton and Marsa Court Reporting. Joanne O'Connor is listed, but I do not believe she will be in attendance.
Comments or a motion to approve the scheduling of that closed-door session?
I will move to approve the closed door session regarding Mr. Martin E. O'Boyle versus the Town of Gulfstream.
Second?
Ms. Taylor?
Commissioner Lyons,
Yes?
Commissioner Stanley.
Yes.
Commissioner White, Commissioner Orthwyne,
Yes.
Mayor Morgan.
Yes. Any other items for the commission to consider, to discuss, for the good of the order? If not, this meeting is adjourned. Did we sign that resolution?
Yes.
I wonder if you can maybe